Right guys, welcome to day one. Kicking off nice and hard. Each video each day is going to be very to the point. Keep it minimum, well maximum should I say, under 15 minutes. So it's just right, do this today. Get this bit done. Now the point of day one is the 10k maths. We need to know the numbers. We need to get the numbers on your side so you know exactly what type of business you've got to build in order for you to actually make the 10k net profit that we're aiming for. That's our target. We've got a clear defined target where we want to get your business to, and this is how we're going to do it. Okay, so the point of day one is to get your head really switched onto the numbers and really make things a reality. What I've found is that most business owners aren't really engaged and switched onto their numbers. So if we start there, that's going to give you the direction that you need. It's going to give you the base KPIs that we need to hit as the business owner, and basically just give you the direction that you need. This is where we're starting. Now, good, profitable businesses, they're run on KPIs. Now, whether you're a one-man band at the moment, whether you've got 2 or 3 guys, you need to view yourself as a business from this point forward. And this is how good businesses are run. Numbers do not lie. Okay, put this in red. Numbers do not lie, but you do. The worst thing you can do as a business owner is think yourself in that you're busy enough, think that you're doing the right things. The numbers will always tell you, they'll always keep you grounded as an owner. So what I've done is made it very simple throughout this whole program for you to just know the base numbers that you need to know, so you don't have to worry about loads and loads of different things and loads of different spreadsheets and loads of different complicated stuff. Good business is always going to come down to a few key solid numbers, and the one we're going to start with today is really the gross profit target that you need to make so that you hit the net profit target of the 10k that we're aiming for. So, bit of housekeeping before we kick in. Number one, view yourself now as a businessman. I don't care what upbringing you've had, I don't care where you come from. I come from a council estate. I started on the tools as a labourer. I've done all the shit jobs, but I always viewed myself as a businessman, and you need to. In order to run a good business, and if you want to make 10k a month net profit, you're not going to do that by thinking like a tradesman or thinking like a worker or thinking small. You're going to have to think a little bit bigger, and I want you just to view yourself as you are a businessman, regardless of your experience, regardless of what other people might think about you, regardless of your own fucking confidence or your own self-esteem. Fuck all that, put that all to one side. From this moment forward, view yourself as a businessman, because I'm giving you the tools inside this program to be a very good businessman. Now, the next thing, what gets you to where you are now is different to what will get you to where you want to be. And obviously in this program, you want to be at a point where you're making 10k net profit per month. You're going to have to do some new shit. You're going to have to do some different stuff you haven't done before. Push yourself a little bit. Be willing to learn and just embrace it. And the whole point of doing this program in this way is that you can go back to these videos, you can re-watch them, you can check, you can triple check, so that you fucking know exactly what you're doing. And that's only going to make your confidence go through the roof, because you're being told by me exactly what the crack is and what you need to know. Now, view the numbers and costs in your business as the foundation of a good business. So we can all relate to building. Whatever your trade you're in, whether you're electrical, tiling, carpentry, roofing, brickwork, it doesn't matter. It's all the same shit, but all good building is done on a good foundation. And your numbers, your costs, everything that we're going to tackle over the next 30 days, but the immediate part is all numbers and costs and financials. That is your foundation. So if you haven't got that good foundation, if you haven't got the right depth for the foundations, with the right concrete in, the building is going to fall down. And this is why businesses in this industry, they fall down, because they're not built on the right foundations. So I'm giving you the right foundations, guys. So go with me, trust in me, and let's roll it. So the next thing, to know and not to do is worse than not to know. And what I mean by that is I'm giving you the tools, so you've got to implement and put them into action, and just fucking do it. Don't fuck around with it. Just follow it and just do it. Because if you find out from me and you learn from me what to do and you don't do it, you're an idiot. Like, I can't put it any clearer than that. So I'm giving you the right stuff, but put it into action straight away and do it in line with the videos. Don't jump across. Get one thing done in each video and then move on to the next thing, because I've done it in the right order for you. I've done all the work. Now, really, I just want to say again, you have got a massive opportunity in front of you in this program to shortcut years of bullshit. Okay, as clear and as day as that. That's exactly what it is inside here. if you're willing to get out of your comfort zone and pull the trigger on every day coming up, you can save a lot of time. And that's really what you're paying for. When you invested in this program, you're saving time and you're taking the shortcuts to get to the clearest, easiest route to get you to where you want to be. Now, what I need to cover off before we start is talk about some basic stuff. Now, obviously, depending on where you're at, some of this you might already know, but sometimes you need to be reminded, or for some of you, this is completely new. Now, when it comes to the VAT, the company and the money, look, before I go into this stuff, I am not an accountant or a financial advisor. Just want to put that out there, but I do know what I'm talking about when it comes to business. Now, to hit 10k net months, you are going to exceed the VAT threshold. So if you're not there yet, you need to think and be a company that is VAT registered. You all need to be VAT registered. A real business is VAT registered. The threshold is only 90k-ish. They've just changed it in the budget. It changes around. That is a small time business sole trader thing. To get you to 10k net profits a month, you're going to be doing way more than that threshold. So you've got to be a VAT registered business from this point going forward. Speak to your accountant, because depending on what revenue you've done, you might not need to do it just yet, but we need to get you thinking like that now, and you need to be in that position now, because all of this program is going to be based around you being VAT registered. Now, throughout this program, we will always be talking ex-VAT in costs and sales price. So when I say, what is this costing you? How much are you selling it for? We're always going to be talking ex-VAT. This is how the construction industry works. VAT is nothing to do with you. That is the government's tax on top of what we're doing as revenue as a business. And as business owners, the only figure that is relevant to you is what something costs you ex-VAT and what you're charging ex-VAT to the client. The fact that the client has to pay VAT on top is their problem. We all pay VAT on everything that we buy elsewhere, but in construction it gets a bit messed up, okay? So I need to make that very clear in this video. And look, I just want to lick off that a lot of people say, depending on where you are in the journey, that our customers won't pay the VAT. That's complete bullshit. It's complete bullshit. If you think that, you've got the wrong mindset, you've got the wrong mentality, you're hanging around the wrong people, you're not hanging around business people. People pay whatever the fucking price is, okay? And I'm going to show you the right ways within this whole program of how to cost jobs exactly right, so you're making the right margins and profits, and we'll get into the whole thing, but don't have a limited small mindset on VAT, because it's just bullshit. Now, you need to have, if you haven't already, a VAT bank account set up. So you've got your main trading business account where all the money goes in and out of, but what you want is a VAT account set up so that when you get paid by a client, let's say you've invoiced a big job and there's 10 grand of VAT associated with that invoice amount, you want to move that VAT figure over to your VAT account so it's clear. Because where a lot of people go wrong and get caught, and I hear people say things like, oh, I've had a bad month this month because the VAT bills come in, that's because you're not accounting for it properly and they're not doing the right things that we're going to show you in this program. So VAT is just a separate clinical thing. It's not your money, you're collecting it on behalf of the government. You put that into a separate bank account, and then when it's time to do your VAT returns, the money is there in the account, and you're always going to be better off because your accountant will offset the things that you spent VAT on versus the VAT money you've put in one side. So you want a VAT bank account set up, okay? You also want a profit bank account. So as we go through this, you're going to be more and more aware of what profit you're actually making. What I think is really good is to have a separate profit account that at the end of every month you can actually move money across from your main operating bank account and then actually move money into the profit account, so you can see very clearly, right, that's all the profit money. Cool. So you're going to know where you are with your money. And look, financial stress is the worst stress in the world, and running a business is going to put that on you at certain times. So we're just setting you up for success, even though you might already be VAT registered, even though you might already have done some of this stuff. We're just setting the tones that we're starting running a decent profitable business. It's going to make you that 10k net profit a month right from the off. Everything's done in the right order. Now, you also need to be a limited company. I'm not going to go too much into that. You just need to be it. It protects you. It protects your customers. You're set up better for tax efficiency. Again, your accountant will talk you through that. But if you're not, you want to go and become a limited company. A real company is a limited company, and you're here to be a real business. Next, I want to just tick off cash jobs. Look, there's no benefit to you doing cash jobs anymore. Some people still do this. It makes a mess for you. It makes a mess for your accountants. The only person that benefits is your customer, but then you can't give guarantees. You can't invoice the customer. They can't have proof of purchase when you're doing cash jobs. Again, cash jobs are thinking small. it's not really what you want to do, so stay away from them. I get the urge to do it when you're younger. I've been there, done it, but it's not the smart way of doing business. Okay, just wanted to cover that off, because lastly, we are building a real business that's really profitable, basically gets you to that point of earning that 10k net profit a month. Okay, now the maths to hit your 10k net target. I've got a very easy spreadsheet that I'm going to show you very shortly. You're going to need to use this on your laptop, not a mobile, so you need to be at a comfortable place with no distractions. You can go onto the computer and work this out. You're going to need to get Excel. It doesn't cost much if you haven't got it, but you're going to need it for running a business anyway, so you're going to need it for all the other stuff we've got coming up. Okay, now it's not advanced maths. Don't shit your pants and think, oh fucking hell, it's going to get complicated. Look, I am you. I have learned from the very smart people, QSs, estimators. I've become very good at being a commercial person and a commercial director and wearing that commercial hat, if you like. But I like to always keep things simple, and a lot of times I will speak to financial directors and they make things overcomplicated. So I've made it very, very simple, just to be right for you guys and where you're at right now. Call it man maths. It's just very, very easy to understand. Okay. Now, what we're going to be looking at as we go into this spreadsheet is the costs that you have got currently in your business to keep the light on. All of the expenses that you have monthly coming out of the business, whether you have work on or not, these are your fixed costs that you've got. It's got nothing to do with the jobs or materials or labour or anything at this stage. We will get onto that later on into the programme. But the next thing I want to cover off is that if you are on the tools, if you're still on the tools right now, your day money will be costed to the jobs when we get into that, okay? You are a cost of the sales, cost of the jobs. If you're already off the tools or you're looking to get off the tools, you will then become an expense of the business, which will go into this spreadsheet that I'm going to show you shortly. And that's just the two differences that we're going to have between what stage you're at right now, okay? So I hope that makes that clear. So let's go to the spreadsheet. Now, let's move my ugly mug out of the way. So what you need to do, you need to go through your business bank account and actually list out every single expense that you have got in the business, excluding VAT. Okay, so you might have to do a bit of work on this. You might have to go through stuff, check your invoices, check your bills. But the very first thing is your wages. So again, like I said, if you're on the tools still, you're going to be costed to the jobs. So that would be zero in here because you're not an expense to the business, you're a cost to the jobs. Whereas if you're fully off the tools, your wage, your salary has got to come from here. So let's say, for argument's sake, you are off the tools and you need a salary of £3,000 a month. This is just an example. You're going to put the exact figures into here. That would go in there. Then you've got things like accountant, what does it cost you monthly? Your vehicle, what does it cost you monthly? Again, it's all excluding VAT at this point. These are the actual costs to you. Insurance, website, whatever it is, you've got enough space within here to fill out your expenses and what they are for you. Ultimately, what you're going to get to is a point of knowing, right, we have got an expense based on this example of £3,791 a month. Now, we know our target is going to be throughout this program to earn £10,000 net profit per month. So if we add the 3,791 to the 10,000 net that we want, we have now got a clear target of £13,791 gross profit that we need to earn from jobs, okay? So your figure is going to look different to this depending on what stage you're at. Could be £15,000 that we need to hit, could be £12,000 that we need to hit, depending on it for you. So fill this out and then get the clear figure of this. Now, next, what I want you guys to look at is this section, because we know, based on this example, we've got a target of £13,791 gross profit to hit, because that will pay the expenses and that will give you your 10k net. We need to do this per month. Now, the margin that you charge on top of all the jobs that you're going to price, and again, we'll go into this, so don't freak out and worry about it just yet. I'll make it very simple. Just wanted to show you the sort of revenue you are going to have to win an invoice every single month to hit your targets. You start getting a view on that now. Now, if you're working to very slim margins, to make 13,791 as a gross profit target, you have to sell an invoice and deliver, basically finish and complete, £275,000 worth of work every month. It's quite a chunk. Go to 10% and it's £137, 137k a month. Go to 20%, it's £68,000 a month of work to do. Massive difference. And the problem with struggling construction businesses or trade businesses, don't matter what you're in, is that when you work to dog shit margins, you've got to do so much work to make any money that it's just not worth it. It's not viable. It's not a business to build on. So I think, and I strongly advise you guys, is that you do not touch any work that's under 20%, because the scale of business you're trying to grow, you can easily do this. It's very achievable. There's the right clients out there. There's enough of those clients out there. You don't need to be doing very low margin work, because you're just not going to hit the goals that you want to get. You're making it very, very difficult for yourself to actually achieve your targets, and you might have been doing that up until this point, okay? So as a bare minimum, we want to be looking at 20% margin. But if you do, we've now got a view that based on these figures, we need to hit just under £70,000 worth of work per month, okay? But obviously, if you're doing higher end work, now when I say higher end, the more bespoke the stuff you do, you're going to be able to charge more margins. So if you do bespoke joinery, for example, or you're doing electrical work, or you're doing high-end tiling work, or something like that, you're going to be able to charge more margins, which just goes in your favour that you need less work to make the same amount of money. So we need to have a really good think about this margin that you're going to be charging going forward. And like I say, we'll go into it as we price work as we move forward. But it makes a massive difference, because if you are charging 40% margins, you've got to win £34,000 of work a month versus the £70,000 worth of work every single month, okay? So this will give you clear direction, and as you update this, it will do it automatically for you. So if your expenses are different and we put £5,000 in there, this will automatically update on this side of it to the exact figures for you and what you actually need to make, okay? So I hope that makes it very, very easy. This spreadsheet will be below this video. And just to go back, your action steps is to now fill out your expenses. Remember, it's excluding VAT. You've got to fill those expenses out on the form and get to the point of knowing what is your gross profit target for the company going forward. Then you need to have a firm view on, right, what margin are you going to be charging, as we then start looking at pricing work and adding a profit margin on top of it. And then lastly, how much revenue, sales, do you need by using that spreadsheet and the calculator? Are you going to need to be able to allow you to cover all your expenses and hit that net profitability of 10k? That is all I need you to do today. All I want you to do is fill out that spreadsheet, and then tomorrow we'll carry on and it will all start developing from there. But just focus purely on that, and it's going to get your mind and your brain switched on to, right, how much work do we actually need to win every month? We don't need to worry about where the client's coming from yet, how we're going to do it, how we're going to deliver it. All of that's going to be solved coming up. Just focus on that for today, and then I will see you on day 2. Right, let's go.